later. Okay, so number 8. I get not C or Q. Number 1, this looks suspicious. And 2 is B or C, then A. Okay. First of all, notice we need to get the disjunction, not C or Q, and there are no Q's in the premises, right? But that's not a problem. All we have to do is get not C, and we'll just add or Q. Everybody understand that? So the Q is just, that's a red herring. We're after a C, not C actually, okay? And now there's a C in here, and the only way we can get an antecedent out of a conditional is by getting a not A. But all we have is this stuff. Now, here's what's funny about number 1. Think about number 1. If A, then not A. Well, if you have a not A, you have a not A. But if you have an A, it's saying you have a not A, right? Do implication on this, and you get not A or not A from 1 by implication or material implication. And if you have not A or you have not A, what do you have? Not A. And this is from 3 by tautology, okay? And I said I wasn't going to use tautology, and I'm not using tautology, so these people had it worse than you, okay? Because tautology was required here. So now with this not A, look at 2 and 4, I can do a modus tollens, and I get not B or C from 2 and 4 modus tollens, okay? Now I can push this negation through. This is a negated disjunction, and so if I push it through, B becomes not B, or changes to and C becomes not C from 5 by De Morgan's, okay? And now I forgot what I was after. Oh, I'm after not C or Q, but really all I need is a not C. And look what I have here. There's a not C, it's part of an and, but it's on the right-hand side, so I can't simplify it. It needs to be on the left, so I have to move it over. Not C and not B from 6 by com, okay? Now I can simplify to the not C, and I get not C from 7 by simplification, okay? And then we realize once we got here, all we have to do is add on or Q from 8 by addition, okay? Okay, so addition is very important. Have we used addition before? No.
Yes.
Okay, so addition is really important because it's the only rule that lets you add in a statement constant that's not already in the premises, right? And this is a very important concept. So you know that addition is the only thing that lets you add something new, okay? But suppose that you need to isolate something new. Let's suppose that you want to get to, suppose we have X and not X, and we have to get to B. Okay, 1 and 2. Well, 3, X or B from 1 by addition, and now look at 2 and 3. Disjunctive syllogism gets me B, 2 and 3 ds. Okay, so addition is the only strategy that lets you introduce a new thing, right? And if you need to get that new thing by itself in isolation, you need to add it to something where you have it and its opposite, because that lets you do the disjunctive syllogism and get the new thing that you introduced by itself. Everybody understand that? So this little strategy is a very important strategy. Does everybody understand that? About how to solve, or how to solve. What I'm saying is this little tidbit could be part of a much larger argument. Does everybody understand that? You need to get something that isn't in there and you need to get it by itself. So this is the strategy. You add it to something where you have it and its opposite. And that lets you do a disjunctive syllogism and get it by itself. So that's a very important concept. Okay. So that was 8. And 8 relied on that tautology, and I did not use tautology in the tests as far as I can remember. No tautology, no double negation. Now you can use double negation in the test, that's fine. You don't have to, because our rules don't require you to use it, but okay. All right, 10. Is F or P, and we have A, and we have A or B, then not A, then not F. Okay. So first things first, I look around, and one thing I notice right away is there's no P's. Okay, but that's not going to be a problem. We're just going to add or P after we find an F. So the whole problem revolves around an F. The only place where there are F's is in there. So let's go get it and figure out how we're going to extract an F later. Well, what does it say? It says if A or B, then that. So I need to get the A or B so I can get that and try to figure out how to pull an F out of it. Well, first I need an A or B. I only have an A, but that's no problem because I can say A or B from 1 by addition. Okay? And now 2 and 3, I can do the modus ponens and I get not A, then not F. 2, 3 modus ponens. Okay, now I'm pretty locked up here because there's a negation and I want to push it through, but this is a then, okay? And we can only push negations through when we have a negated conjunction or a negated disjunction, okay? But I remember that I have a rule that lets me convert conditionals into disjunctions, to ors. So I'm doing material implication only on the inside of the parentheses. So everything else stays the same. A becomes not A, then becomes or, and this stays the same, not F. Okay? This is from 4 by implication, just doing implication on the inside. Now I have a negated disjunction. Now I can use De Morgan's. So I'm going to push the negation through, and not A becomes A, or becomes and not F becomes F. This is from 5 by De Morgan's. Now, remember, we were after an F. There's an F. It's part of an and, so we can get it easy. We can't simplify yet. We have to put it on the other side. F and A from 6 by com. Now 8 is F from 7 by simplification. And then we remember we weren't worried about that P because we're just going to say or P from 8 by addition. Okay. Any questions? Now some of you came in a little bit late, so let me say this. If you downloaded your test early this morning or yesterday, there was a mistake on the test. I uploaded a mistake-free version. So if you uploaded the test before now, or upload it, download it. Go download it again and use this latest download, okay? The problem was doable, but it was way harder than I wanted it to be, right? So the corrected, easier test version is there, okay? It's due Sunday night, right? If you have trouble uploading, what do? You send me an email with your test as an attachment. Does everybody understand that? Okay. And there's just 10 questions, okay? No conditional proofs are necessary. Don't try conditional proof. Lots of people did on the quiz and no one did it right except for one person, okay? And I didn't even show you indirect proofs. So all you need is the rules of inference and the rules of replacement. That's it. You can do all the problems, okay? 10 questions. Any questions about the test in general? Okay. All right, so about this time of the semester, people keep asking me, extra credit, what can I do for extra credit? Well, some extra credit opportunities are coming your way, okay? So look for announcements, okay? I gotta check my calendar and make sure I'm right, but I teach a philosophy in religion, or philosophy of religion course, okay? It is not a philosophy, let me start over again. I teach a philosophy of religion course, which is not the same as a world religions course, right? Where you get exposed to different religions. But that is valuable, so at the end of the term, I bring in guest speakers who are other religious traditions, other than Christianity, since most people here are Christians or of some flavor or not. And they come in and they talk to the class and they just say, hi, I'm a Muslim, or I'm a Jew, or I'm a Hindu, or I'm a this, or I'm a that. And then they just explain their religious view. So it's an opportunity to learn about another religious tradition that you might not be familiar with and ask questions of a real person. Does everybody understand that? This is for informational purposes only. There is no challenging the person, like saying,